I was a hard worker. I was raised in a family with, my father was an entrepreneur and had a motto, work hard and play hard. Quite honestly, money was something that was very important to me. And so I didn't spend a lot of time with my family as much as I should have. I remember when my second daughter came up to me when she was 13 years old, and she asked me would I learn to surf with her. And I remember that moment like it was yesterday, because it would have been easy to blow her off because of work and responsibilities that I had. And I remember saying, yes, I will learn to surf with you. And because of that decision, she and our relationship has been wonderful. And then 2 years after that, one of my dear friends that I was working out with on a regular basis early in the morning had a massive stroke. And so that day I went to the hospital with him and stayed with him the whole day. And at night I finally got home and my wife was there, and she asked me this question when I was getting into bed. She goes, what if that had been you? And I said, well, I've got disability insurance. She goes, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I said, well, if I'd have died, we have life insurance. And she says, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what happens if something happens to you and there's no one to run One Source Communications. She says, what happens? And I said, well, I'm not sure. I guess you would have to sell the business. And my wife sat up in the bed and she said, there's no way I'm going to do that. So you better get a plan and you better get it quickly. So I started researching mergers and acquisition companies, and I found Generational Equity. And I was on the phone one day calling them and was going to ask some questions about their model and how they represented the companies that they would handle the merger or acquisition for. The lady actually said, well, Mr. Aman, we have a seminar coming up in Raleigh-Durham, which is really close to you, and it's next month. And I said, well, that's great timing. My wife will be really happy that it's next month, so I'll go. I was really struck by the model that Generational Equity used in representing sellers. And I learned a lot there because I didn't realize that there's sometimes sellers markets and buyers market. So it was very informative about how our economy works and the way interest rates are, and those type things drive whether you can get a premium for your business or whether you're in a situation where you may have to sell your business for less than what it's actually worth. I wouldn't have sold the company if it weren't for Generational Equity. That's the truth. I wasn't really ready to sell the company, but God really worked in my heart to let me know it was time to let go, and that He would bring the right person to take the company and succeed me. If you don't have a plan, a succession plan, because we all leave one day. It's not if you leave, you will leave, it's just when. You better have a plan, because if you really care about your family, my wife really got my attention. I would have been doing her and my children a disservice had I just not had a plan in place for when the time came for me to sell the business. At this point in my life, I'm very grateful to Generational Equity because they got me here.